Um, Last night, both Richard and I had absolutely horrible dreams. Richard actually was crying out in his sleep,
Wow.
which does not happen. And I had this horrible dream about my father trying to kill me, which he may very well have wanted to do on several occasions.
Yeah.
Um, but I was being hidden. And the people who were trying to protect me didn't seem particularly powerful. Um, but that was like something that I've never dreamed before either. So I've smudged the entire house.
Hmm.
I've sprayed Guardian Circle
Yeah.
around. I've set, um, oh my God, now I'm having trouble talking, which means I'm back where I was when I was setting stuff. Angelic, I set
Right.
guardians at the property boundaries, et cetera, et cetera.
Good.
So,
Here's one thing that I've used over the years. Dreams are not normally the way I get information, but but when they do come, when I do have dreams, I I kind of capture. I don't capture them first of all. Ask about the dream, and so let's ask about your dream. I ask, is it because it's either a housekeeping dream or an information dream. So you ask, is this dream a housekeeping dream? And see what you get.
oh, no, it is not.
Okay. And so we'll just ask the other thing because it probably is. Is it a message dream?
Yes.
Okay. So then that's good. So but what we need to do then is make a note of it. We need to address that. We need to find out what's the information in it for you. Okay. So
Okay,
that's
should we
what
do this now or work on Richard first? Because
we're going to
actually
work on
Richard is
Richard. No, we're not going to do that. No, I'm just telling you to put it in your journal. This is
yes,
something
okay, that's what I'm
so
doing.
you don't lose track of it. You can do the same with Richard's dream, and he may not remember it, but could just ask, is that an information dream or a housekeeping dream for Richard?
Okay. Okay. All right.
Because if it's a housekeeping dream, there's nothing you need to do about it. It just means
Mhm.
that something's been disconnected, moved out, and you're feeling or sensing dust from it. You see, so
Okay.
if it's a housekeeping dream, what you did was perfect. You smudge the house, you set new boundaries, you let it just keep moving out. And so if Richard's was only a housekeeping dream, then what you did was exactly right for a housekeeping dream. But
Mhm.
because yours is a message dream and we don't know yet, Richard's maybe too. If it's a message dream, then you go like, okay, I capture it so that you can use a tool to get the message from it so it doesn't become real. Okay.
Okay.
So it's just leading you to something looking to be done. I just wanted to tell you that because it's a really quick, easy way to know what to do about a dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel like I've heard this before and I should have clicked into that, but I was like
No, I think what you did was the perfect thing to do to start with. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. That would have been the best thing to do to start with anyway. So
Okay.
Richard's got his wheelchair.
Richard has his wheelchair. We took it out for a first spin this morning.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And we found out that it does get caught in the sand when it's bigger rocks. So soft sand and the stuff down by the water. It's an all-terrain wheelchair. It's this
Yeah.
pretty interesting thing. So,
But the
and we,
bigger pebbles a little bit problematic, huh?
yeah, bigger wet pebbles. The wheels sink and then slide. So, we do have an exercise plan that will work so we can get back to our companionable walks that we used to take.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So what's his pain level? What's his choice making? I mean, where's he at with all of it?
This morning, I worked with Cinda and did her ask for a miracle thing.
Yeah,
And Richard said that usually when he gets up and he goes to make the bed, he has to make half the bed, sit down, go around the bed, sit down, make the other half the bed, sit down, go in the bathroom to brush his teeth, sit down. He said he only had to sit down once while making the bed and once in the bathroom. So it was better than 50%
difference.
different. He said his pain level just before I came in here is about a 3
Good.
while he's just sitting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so still in pain.
But all these things are moving a different direction.
Yes, and Cinda, without my saying anything about my work with you,
Yeah.
Cinda said that she does not see this as something that he's meant to have to work through to, that this is definitely like, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff.
Yeah. So a confirmation of what we had already
Yes.
gotten. That's good. So good enough. So I did some work this morning and to see where we are for today,
Mhm.
and I always, the same as you, guardian circle, and I very specifically freeze frame the seeds, what's causing it, because the seeds don't have to keep growing, so that's a constant. We're doing that at a constant level, right?
Right.
Freeze frame the seeds, freeze frame. We're getting the message. It doesn't have to scream at us. We're working it. So so those the causes, freeze them so they don't get bigger, and of course guardian circle. The other thing I wanted to know from them, is there a different way for him to get the messages, or does it have to come through his neck? You see?
Yes.
And they said, yes, there could be a different way for him to get his messages. He has set it up this way specifically as a soul.
Oh.
And he set it up because this is such an important correction. And the purpose is that in his physical, he felt like a soul, if there was a physical decline, he would not ignore the messages. Is he pretty strong-willed in that regard? He puts his eye on the ball and he's going for it.
Yes, definitely. And he would have to be physically stopped.
Yeah.
And I will even bet you, well, let's hear what you have to say and then I'll tell you what I was thinking.
So that's what they said about that for him at a soul level, this is such an important thing that he has set it up by contract, that is the physical body going downhill, going downhill, going downhill, for him to wake up to making a shift, a change. So anyway, that's what I said. That's what I got. So what were you going to say next?
This is a guy who always feels that he's never enough, has never done enough, that he always needs to do more, and that in medicine, if you do colonoscopies, say, for every, I think it's 8,000 colonoscopies that you do, you can expect one really bad complication. It's the law of averages. Nobody's perfect. Somebody is going to have that wrong twist that, okay, not the doctor's fault.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Expected. Well, Richard went for like 20,000 before he had a first complication. That complication has ridden him like a demon on his back.
Mhm.
as do any other sorts of, I should have checked him earlier. I certainly hope I got all the polyps. I mean, there's no room for being a human being.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there's, yeah. So like, did I miss that or did it just grow that
Yeah.
quickly? Why didn't I call him up and hound him to come in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Takes on that
so
responsibility.
he takes on that responsibility. So he would keep on doing more. Oh, you added an extra guy to my list today because he hadn't been seen in 5 years and he finally shows up. And
You
so
do
you
not mind.
added him in.
Yeah.
Well, instead of saying, no, I have an airplane to catch, I have to do this, I have to do that, Richard will put himself out and work top speed and do his best to,
To get that
see
done.
this guy instead of setting boundaries and saying, listen, asshole, you waited a year too long anyway. You can wait another 3 weeks until I have space.
Mhm.
See you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so physical problem where you can't see the extra guy,
That's
go
right.
the extra mile would be,
Would be the way.
yes, and it would be the back door to you are not responsible. You cannot take this on. This is on him,
Yeah.
on the other guy.
And so it's a shift in his mindset, and it's exactly what I got. So what I did, so once I knew that, okay, we can, physical is the way he set it up. It can be changed. And, but he set it up because he really intended to get these patterns this lifetime. So then what I did is I said, okay, where are we going to find the problem? Is it going to be galactic, spiritual body, emotional body, mental body, or physical body? Where are we going to find the problem with what we're dealing with for today? Galactic world is fine. There was no corrections to be made in the galactic world. There were no corrections to be made in the spiritual body. There were no corrections to be made in the emotional body. This is all mental and then physical, but it's mainly mental.
Hmm.
And the mindset is exactly what you said. I am never enough. I never do enough. Can't be it. I can't be enough. That's what he's committed to ending. Not that he doesn't do a good job, but what he does is enough. That's what he
Right.
that's what he wants to get this lifetime.
Right.
So of course, where there's any imbalance of energy, you're always going to have parasitics. And so there's parasitics around, that are still going to be pestering because they would want him to stay crippled because who uses his extra energy? Ha, they do. So
Mm-hmm.
the less he can use, the more they can use. So this is a different set. Those who have used his energy because he's so busy making energy, that's a different critter. We know those, and those we've been working with too. But this one is like, okay, let's just have him shut down his ability, and we'll pick up the extra that he can't use physically because then we'll use it. So now we're shifting to a more a different group and just deepening our removal of them. So keeping him in the guardian circles all the time, of course, is really going to be important because they'll take advantage of imbalance. That's just their nature till they're gone.
Right.
So and they're the thing that keeps him in that mindset in relationship to the physical condition is our contracts. They're not trying to keep him in the mindset of not enough, but the contracts to address I'm not enough. So he has 7 contracts.
Mm.
4 of them are with himself to get to that place of clarity, which is like, it's like, for the way I could relate to it is that when I'm doing work on a person, and I do, you bring your whole self to the table, you do what you do, and then I wake up in the middle of the night and go like, I think I need to do more. You know, so what I've had to learn is in the law of reciprocity, you do your good, you do your best, and then you have to learn how to unplug from doing to be at balance, and then open to receive energy. That's the law of reciprocity. So he's doing, and he never unplugs from doing, and he never unplugs from doing because he hasn't made a way that seems logical to him to do that.
Mhm.
The way for me, knowing that there are spiritual teams around my clients, you know, I have that going for me, so that when I've done all that I can do, feel to do, and I say, is there anything more for me to do here? And they say, no, we've got it. Then that's when I pull back and let go, so that they can take over. Let go and let God. You know, that you do all you need to do. You set everything up in place. You check, is there anything more to do? No, then unplug. And that's how I unplug. I do not know what it will take for him to create a new pattern, bringing his best,
Yeah.
having a confirmation that in this moment, that's all we need from you, because there's this other part of his teaming that will take it from here. And that's what he doesn't have in place. So then he's always drawn back to, did I do enough? I don't know if I did enough. I better, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what that OCD
Yeah,
thought hamster wheel
right,
looks.
right. And so we're doing some work on the old patterns that brought him to that place. But also, I don't know what might click, because it's a mindset too. It's like, oh, there's a different way I can do this. You know, it's kind of like what happened to me when I saw a model of how I could put my work out there in the world. And it's more effective, more efficient, and it was a click. And then a new system. That's what he needs. He needs a click for a new system. And we'll just say that he has it, you know, because I don't know what it is, but we can disconnect a lot of things so that he can find a click of some kind for his system. So he has 4 contracts with himself to get clear, but he has 3 contracts to be in pain so you get clear.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's like we're doing the perfect thing here. We're using him as a mentoring model, so you strengthen you. And you've already experienced some of those things that came up that you needed to deal with for yourself to get clear. You see?
Yeah, remind me of what those things
I
were.
can't remember now, but
I'll have to go back and
you're
read.
right. It's probably been about maybe
I
2
cleared
videos ago.
something.
2 or 3 videos ago. Yeah. I think you were in tears.
Yeah, that
But you
sounds
made the shift. That's what happens when you make the shift. You don't remember, but you made the, but so this is not just for him. It's also for you.
okay. So we have 3 contracts left, or 3 contracts were there in the first place.
Well, there were 7 contracts, 4
No,
with
yeah, he has
himself,
4. I'm talking about the contracts for me.
and the contracts for you is just all of them are about you get clear
Okay.
who you are, do your work, strengthen yourself, step up to the plate, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fucking perfect.
Yeah. But you can decide what that is.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah. So as long as you say, yes, that's the possibility, I own it, and I'm going to design it this way, you got it.
Yep.
Okay. So because now we have a conscious awareness of what the contracts are, we can eliminate the cords that hold the situations in place.
Okay.
See? So we can, because the contracts were to make him aware that something needed to be changed. It wasn't working the way he's been doing it. Something needs to change. He's got it to whatever degree he's got, whatever it is at this point is enough. The contracts for you were for you to get clear and start, doing what you choose to do, and you know it. That's enough. The contracts are fulfilled. They're forgiven. They're now in your hands and in his hands. So what he might want to do to restructure the way he does his life and his work, etc., is in his hands. The same with you.
Okay.
That this is it's a genetic masculine pattern. This is not just him, and it's about not enough. It goes to patterns that he is committed to ending. It's one of the reasons he doesn't have sons. He didn't want to pass this on to his sons because it got passed on to him through the paternal line. You see, that's what I got.
Wow.
So it's like he has gone to the extreme. He's gone to, this is the experience. Have you had enough of it yet? And then coming back to midpoint to decide, I don't have to do it that way. I don't have to do my work that way. I don't have to do my life that way. And how do I want to do it? The thing that I thought would be helpful for you to be a surrogate for him in a discreation process. Because I've done some work to bring up his awareness in that level, but I really felt that we needed to do a discreation process with you as the surrogate. So are you willing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do it right now. So just I think you and I've done this before, right? So just breathe, and you claim that you are the surrogate for Richard. You own his body, you own the energy fields, that you are a surrogate for Richard.
Oh my God, my back just got.
You can say, I got it. You don't have, yeah.
Yeah.
Put a barrier, a hazmat suit between you and his energy. And then when I say to Richard, you have to stop being so busy, what's the response that comes up?
I know it's all or nothing. I either retire or I do too much.
What does it feel like when I say, I have to do more, I have to do more? The too much.
That feels right and comfortable. Not that I want to do that. It's stressful and it's upsetting, but that's my comfort zone. I don't do enough. I should do more.
Yeah. So what I want you to do is I'm just going to have that energy be the helium and you are the balloon. And the more I say, you have to do more. Now that's not enough. The more I say that, every breath, that helium comes in and you get full and full and full until you say, okay, that's enough. So you have to do more. You can't stop. You have to do more. It's not enough yet. Now I've got to do more. Keep working. It's not enough. Not enough. Do more. There's more yet to do. More yet to do. Might make a mistake. Do more. Keep working. Don't make a mistake. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep going.
We're nearing limits.
Keep going. Not enough. You're not enough. Try another one.
Okay, that's it.
Now really get a sense of what it feels like, where it pushes on you, the rhythm it is. And then when you're ready, reverse the breathing and breathe that energy out so that it's in front of you. It will retain it'll retain its message. It will retain the feelings, the emotions, the rhythms. Breathe it out. And tell me when it's all out of you as Richard.
Okay.
Now in your imagination, look at that form and create a label and a marker and write on the label the words that most reflect that feeling. It might be you're never good enough, or it might be you have to do more because it's not enough. Write it on the label. Reach out and put the label on the form.
Okay.
Take a breath and step back and look at it. You are Richard looking at what that experience is. We say to Richard, Richard, this is the name of that experience. You're never enough, can't do enough, do more. That's the experience. And this is what it feels like. And have you had enough of that experience?
Yes.
And I want you to identify whatever cords are running from Richard's body to the form and disconnect them from Richard's body. Don't cut them, but
Right.
disconnect them. Unscrew them, straighten out the hooks, whatever you need to do. And as soon as they're disconnected, those cords will go right back into the form. And tell me when all the cords are disconnected.
Boy, you take out the fat ones and there's medium-sized ones and you work on those and you see the smaller ones and
Yeah. Lots of them. And if you need to have light come through the chakras, crown chakra, to fill the space and push them out, you can do that too. Whatever you need to do.
yeah, some of them are trying to come back. And that's what I'm working on now.
Put the guardian circle around him so it can't get back in. We'll put the guardian circle around the
Oh my God, there's connections here that are just thinking about connecting and being finding a place to connect.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
So we're going to put that entire form and all those tentacles into a guardian circle and turn it over to the PTO. That experience is complete. And snap your hand, your fingers, pull away the energy that's left. Bring in the tag healers to Kame the energy, restore the harmonics, put him in a bubble so that he's also beginning to resonate, that his contributions bring health and balance in very efficient ways. His contributions, his work brings health and balance in very efficient ways. Move his consciousness into that reality. Deep 6, anything that is, has, or would keep it from him. And causal team designed the program for that experience. Efficient work, effective work, all to bring balance and health. Download the codes into his first dimensional field and anchor it in the 5th dimension of this lifetime landscape. I mean, how are you feeling as Richard?
I need to test it out. There's a part of me that can't believe it's that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Although it really hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
Should involve sweat, blood, and tears. Let's get rid of that belief.
Yeah, deep 6, that one.
Yeah, a little uncertainty, hesitancy, openness.
Bring it, see, call in a causal team.
Yeah.
And say, come on, guys, it's, now he's here looking for answers. So come on in.
Yep.
Start reminding him of the answers that's in his plan. He can just kind of relax into the question and uncertainty. It'll be okay. And with all those cords removed, it's time to activate the original DNA again, because there was too much interference. The wiring of the original DNA, how the power centers work together, how the body works together. There's an efficiency within his body itself that is to reflect into his life. All the doors that he no longer needs to address are gone and closed, and the doors to this new possibility can begin to open and draw him through, where his presence is enough. His ideas in the moment are enough. His listening and hearing, he begins to understand and use. He is being guided by his heart, and that's his strength. And that's all in the new DNA. Now ask, is there anything else that the body needs from us at this point?
Pink light.
Good. And ask where the signal from the contracts was anchored, probably in the back somewhere. See where there is that signal, like maybe it's a little box or some kind of a symbol that was activate and caused pain to bring the message to him. See if you can see where it's at.
Oh, yeah. It's it um are you familiar with medication pads that look like Band-Aids? Oh, I know, like those Nicoderm patches.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I do.
There's one of those.
Yeah. So I want you to have his causal team and his healing team remove it, and because it needs to be removed because the signaling is going to come through his message givers. His causal team can speak to his heart. So the contracts are gone. That signal pad is no longer part of the system of help. And they could just transform that back to light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I need to do one more thing.
Yep, go for it.
Oh, that's good. Where I took the Nicoderm patch off, there's this stuff called new skin
Yeah,
that you put on, burns and stuff.
yeah, I do.
And um, I was able to put like a plop of light there on his back and hold it on with the new skin.
Oh, great.
So, okay.
What about running that pink light down the spine to make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
that
that's gonna happen.
spine column is really,
Right above the heart and
yeah,
down the spine and
down the spine. Uh-huh.
around and up.
Uh-huh.
This is an opalescency looking
Pink.
light, yeah, with pink, definite pink highlights that's on the new skin thing. And
Oh, yay.
um, quartz pinky for the I want to say energy running.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see if how about putting some secured channels, communication channels from the heart to his causal team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's see.
So that the message for mentoring and guidance is shifting from the body to guidance by the heart.
Right. Okay, here, let's see how we're going to do this. Okay, I think, oh,
Yeah, you'll know what next might need to be done.
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we got a new man growing here. Watch out, Richard. Yeah. Good. Good, good.
Okay. All right, that's open and
So is there anything else they need you to do?
See, let's just do a little brushing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. He has a backpack of grief. And I've seen the backpack of worries and I should do more and everything else, but I never saw the backpack of grief before.
That might be the patterns that we've got here. Ask
Mm,
if they're carrying these patterns. There are
yeah.
there are six of them, 6 lifetimes.
All right. So what do I do with this backpack?
Have him take it off and lay it there on the on a circle in front of you, like on an altar, because we're
Okay.
going to deal with the backpack. He's brought it here, and
Right.
we'll
He's perfectly willing to give the backpack up.
good.
That's not parasitic energy, you said. That you said that's from past. Oh, it's a past life parasitic energy?
No,
Wait, look.
these are a past life of experiences in male bodysuits that hold grief. Now,
Okay.
if there are parasitics attached to them, then guardian circle will put guardian circle around the backpack, but these are patterns.
Right. So this is not something that I would like automatically deep six. This needs something else. It's a pat.
We're going to identify what they are. It's like being able for each one of those to say, this is what I'm feeling. This is,
Okay.
this is why I'm here. So just take the backpack and put it there in a sacred circle.
Okay.
And then, and I think then Richard is okay with what needed to be done for him, because as we unpack the backpack, that will also free him even more.
Okay.
So here are the patterns. There are 6 patterns going back as far back in, at the beginning was he working with a father, and the father knew how to love. He used his heart. He, as the son, felt emotionally safe and balanced. It was a life of a joyful experience between father and son until the invaders came into the village. And this kind of a male could not be tolerated. So it began a damaging and discounting of these kind of fathers. So we're going to secure the joyful father son in a bubble,
Okay.
and that's one pattern. That we're going to preserve it. We're putting the invaders over on another side. The
Okay.
second lifetime was again a father and son. The father ability to love, that heart connection, the son feeling clear and powerful, and a loving relationship again, until the parasitics came in and they brought death to men who loved. So again, we're secure the father son love. I mean, I feel really clear about who I am. We love each other over to the side. That's what we're preserving. That's the truth.
Okay.
Parasitics off to the side. The third lifetime was a father and son also. But at this point in time, the fathers, the men, had turned off their hearts. And in turning off their hearts, it left their sons in emotional pain and stress. They could not example for their sons a loving man. They could only example a man who was not enough, who couldn't do enough because he couldn't do anything. So we're going to put them in the hands of our circle of sisters, because the circle of sisters is going to preserve and heal them. The first 2 can be included because they were correct, that they are the example and they are not going to be allowed to be crippled. So now we're bringing in those that were harmed. The fourth lifetime was a brother's, and the brothers, both of them feeling like what Richard felt from his brother was that sense, I'm not enough, and Richard stepping up to show him, I love you, I will love you, I will love you. But because the crippling was already there, he couldn't love enough. It was a life of stress, and he finally had to give up. So he couldn't do enough. And there's the not enough kind of crept in. So that goes into the circle of sisters. They're holding space. The fifth lifetime was again brothers, and this time being with a brother who was who had adopted the dominating, deceit, control, competition, push you down role. And so there was no place for Richard to be anything other than in stress and in emotional pain. So there wasn't anything that he could do that was enough. And so this circle goes in with the sisters. The last was a father-son, he being the father. And what he felt from that son was his son, that son had taken on the role of deceit, control, discounting, which again left him as a father in emotional pain and not being enough. So what we're going to do is have all those aspects of Richard and those he loved in the circle center with spiritual women around him who know their power. And the sisters hold the space and they look at the damage that's been done. And they call in the PTO and say, this is not acceptable. This will not be allowed in our world, our families, our community. Deep six. And there are angels to come to remove the crippling from those aspects and those lifetimes where crippling had occurred, removing the parasitics. The women are holding space for the first two lifetimes where the fathers were heart-centered. Now they can be totally heart-centered, working with the men in that line. The women are holding the space of healing. The men are exempling the love connection, the new wiring and the DNA for the flow, love into each other's lives, into the village lives, and the women not allowing any outsider that would destroy it. And it begins to build a whole new energy for this maternal, paternal line. So Richard is living in a male bodysuit, which has been restored to the heart guided nurturing with all energy of all possibilities as originally decreed. And he stands for that for himself and all in his genetic paternal line. The male bodysuit is restored to the heart guided nurturer, sending energy of all possibilities. Their presence is enough. They are in a place of sovereignty because women have stepped into their voice of authority. Move his consciousness into that reality. All time, space, lifetimes, regions, dimensions in the entire line. And you can use that pink energy if you'd like to, move it back, move it back, move it back, move it forward. Whatever you feel to do, it's like that whole timeline. like the cord of Richard's back, like the spine of Richard's back. Fathers are delighted to be that for their sons.
Boy, there's a lot of energy there. I see lightning crackling around.
Yeah. Breathe and notice that original father, how much he loved his son, and see that that is stable and it flows from that father to that son, to that son, to that son, right down the line to Richard.
Okay.
And ask if there's anything else you need to do. Of course, Guardian Circle and their causal teams.
No, Richard just put his hands on his back and stretched backwards, which I have never in
Wow.
41 years of marriage seen him do.
That. It's been there all the time. It's, it's been there all the time.
Yeah, I think I gave him a pink quartz heart, and I think this morning, and I think I'll spend some time putting more of a charge into that.
Yes.
Um,
It's a good idea.
and I think that's it.
Yeah. So this is so there'll be 3 reality shifts. I'll write them out for you too, although they'll be in the video. But this is the last one. It was like Richard's communities flourish as they receive his heart energy and weave great lives. His presence is enough.
That feels great.
Yeah, so let's see where this takes him, okay?
Yes.
So we're meeting, I think next Wednesday is the next wisdom part. Is that what you've got on your calendar?
Let me check and I will tell you. So let's see. Yes, I have you down for 10 a.m. my time, which is 3 your time.
Yeah. And so what we'll want to do is if there's still work we need to do on Richard, then you can email me and we'll make it that we'll stay with Richard, or if there's something else that comes up that you think, otherwise when whatever I'm guided to do, we'll do it. But
Yeah.
we're staying with Richard until it's like, okay, let it be for a while. And that's
Yep.
kind of in your hands, okay?
Yep. There's something I wanted to tell you that I got during that maternal line healing Garden of Eden meditation. Okay. I was told, this is the condensed version I've had a chance to kind of think about, that belief has power. And so many people believe in the biblical Garden of Eden, that we need to put out the energy, getting rid of that belief.
Yeah.
Because all this work is being done clearing, and that belief is out there like smothering peanut butter being spread all over everything. And it would be, I don't want to say helpful, let's just use the word helpful, to put even a small amount of energy into vacuuming up the dots of that belief. So it's not reanimating, reactivating.
And also putting in, how about also putting in Tesla towers?
Yes, the
Podcast
Tesla
that
towers.
you-
That's what I was looking for. That's what it is.
Yeah, so we want to stop. We're going to stop the mind control belief broadcasting, vacuum
Yes.
it up, but we're putting the Tesla towers in place
Yes.
to broadcast the
That's
correction. That's
that's
good.
what it is. That's what it is. That is exactly what it is. Well, there's more work to be done there.
Oh
That-
yeah. Yeah. You
Okay.
know, sometimes when I've done that with those people who are religious, they just prickle. They don't want to let go.
Oh, well, that has to do with original sin, and
Oh
which
yeah.
validates the I'm a bad person, and it's not even my fault I'm bad. I'm just bad.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's really interesting how we hold on to things that aren't good for us. So I'm glad you brought that, because that's what we're going to do. You do it on your end, I'll do it on my end. For those of us who understand it, we can also bring that into their awareness. But okay, good
Great.
enough, lady.
Oh, Sharon, I love you. Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
feel good.
Smiling, I see the smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see where this takes the energy rearranging. So that's good.
Yep.
Okay, love.
Looking
Yeah,
forward to
we'll
it.
see you tomorrow, and then you kind of track with the Wednesday wisdom. Okay.
Yep, I'll do that. Butterfly hugs.
Yeah, same to you. And
Take
okay, bye.
care. Bye-bye.